2019 was the last year that Six Flags Great America opened up a new roller coaster, and that was Max Force. And now that we know the park's not getting a coaster in 2024, what about 2025? Because at the time of this video, you will find 15 different roller coasters at Six Flags Great America. And from 2019 through 2025, that's a very long time span for this park to not get a major coaster. So this park is past due, and you are about to learn about my predictions for this park, because I do believe that 2025 will be the year that Great America will debut their 16th roller coaster. Now, I'm going to share with you where exactly in the park I predict that this coaster will open up, as well as a wildcard location for one particular style of coaster where I think it'll fit perfect at. And then of course, this would not be a theme park predictions video if I do not share with you the percentages for the 3 coaster predictions for the park. With all that being said, let's get into this. Now, Six Flags Great America, if you've never been there before, this park is one of the best in the chain. You're talking rides like Goliath, Batman the Ride, the original one, Raging Bull, Viper, which is a very underrated wooden coaster, as well as a ton of other great rides. But if you look at their coaster lineup, they're definitely lacking a few major type of coasters, and I think 2025 will be the year that the park will fill one of those voids. But let's talk about the obvious location for this new potential coaster, and it's right smack dab in the center of the park. Now, we do know that Great America is removing, or maybe they already did, their mock ride Splash Battle water attraction that was never really that popular. So that ride is gone, which is actually a decent sized plot of land. However, when you pair that with the giant go-kart track located just across from it, now you're really talking. And if you have been watching my videos for quite some time now, you know I've had my eyes on this location for a very long time, because it just makes the most sense for the new coaster as well as for Great America, because you remove the upcharge go-kart track, which is honestly a pretty common trend in theme parks nowadays, of removing these style of rides, to pair that with the location of the park's old water ride that's no longer there. That's a pretty sizable plot of land. And now with the whole Cedar Fair and Six Flags merger, you might be thinking that Great America is not going to be getting a new coaster in 2025, because most parks will not be, because they're really trying to conserve their money, both companies, since they're being merged together. However, coasters like this, major rides, take years to develop and pay for and plan and design. So whatever Six Flags had intended for Great America, as well as the other parks in 2025, coaster-wise, those plans will still be happening. I am very interested in how the parks will adapt to 2026 with the company fully merged by then. We shall see. But the good news is, 2025 Great America, I do not see honestly how this park does not get a coaster in 2025. Now, as far as what type of coaster, let's have some fun with this. With a 10% chance of happening, what if Six Flags Great America would open up a brand new Vekoma tilt coaster? Now, here's where I'm thinking. We already know that Energylandia pretty much had the tilt coaster coming to the park, I believe in 2024, 2025. However, unfortunately, those plans fell through, and now they're not getting the tilt coaster. So where is that mysterious tilt coaster going to go? Because as far as I'm concerned, Vekoma's already designed it, potentially even manufactured it. Who knows? What if Six Flags, just like they did with the other 2 Vekomas, Rookie Racer at St. Louis and then Great Adventures Flash, basically say, hey, we want this style of ride, do you have one available? And that's a way that Great America could get a tilt coaster in 2025. I really like these rides. They're very marketable for parks. And could you imagine if Great America would be the first park in North America to open up a tilt coaster, even before the one opens down in Texas at Codaland? Now, talk about stealing some thunder. And a tilt coaster at Great America will do so many great things for this park, because you get a coaster that offers a 90-degree drop, as well as the whole free fall aspect, and the layout after the drop would be filled with Vekoma goodness. You're talking inversions, airtime hills, all these quick and crazy transitions. I mean, something like this could potentially be the best coaster in the history of Great America. But sadly, I'm only going to give that a 10% chance of happening. I just feel like there's other coasters out there that are in the works for Great America besides the Tilt Coaster. But again, who knows? And with the 40% chance of happening, I predict that the next coaster coming to Six Flags Great America will be a B&M dive coaster. We have seen the success that Fiesta has had from their B&M mini dive coaster Cliffhanger, which opened up in 2022. So it would not surprise me at all if Six Flags Great America would try to replicate this success at their park. Because a dive coaster around 160 to 170 feet tall, located right in the center of the park, that would be pretty epic. I mean, you're talking, just imagine the views of the park that you would get as you go up the lift hill and you're doing the 180-degree turn, and you get to see Chicago skyline on a clear day in the distance, as well as Goliath, Raging Bull, Max Force. I just think that that's such a great marketable attraction that the GP would absolutely eat up. Well, you and I probably will not think it's the best coaster there. Most people that visit the park, that would be their favorite attraction. And I just feel like that right there is honestly the best bang for the buck for Great America as far as a new coaster would go. Now, again, I'm only going to give it a 40% chance because by a slither, I think there's another type of coaster that could very well be the next one for Great America. But just for the record, if I was in charge of the park, and I had to pick between this one and the one you're about to find out, I would go mini dive over this any day. And now it's time for my final prediction. With a 50% chance of happening, I think Six Flags Great America is going to be getting dueling, record-breaking, I'm talking the world's fastest, longest, tallest SBF spinner coasters. But the good news is there's going to be a hamster wheel on both of them. Alright, now obviously I'm just messing with you, but really, 50% chance Six Flags Great America will open up a brand new RMC single roller coaster. I just feel like this park could really benefit from a ride like that, as well as when you look in the region that it's in, there really is no other RMC single roller coasters nearby. So for marketing power, I really like that benefit, and I think it's a very smart move for the park. We know Raptors aren't the most reliable, but Jersey Devil as well as Wonder Woman at Fiesta and Magic Mountain are definitely popular among the GP as well as enthusiasts, and it brings people to the park. So I really like this fit. Again, I like the dive coaster just a little bit better, but I really do feel as if a RMC single roller coaster will be the park's next coaster, number 16. But the big question is, would it be located in the center of the park? Because if it is, you're talking a new custom design layout with more of a compact layout, a little bit bigger than Wonder Woman at Fiesta, and that's not a bad thing, because I would love to see RMC come up with a layout that has a lot of turns in it, twists and turns, and more of a squared shape opposed to a long rectangle type of layout. However, there is room for a clone of Jersey Devil, as I pulled the measurements, and while it will be tight, it can be done. But we already know that Mardi Gras Hangover, the park's massive Larson Loop attraction, is no more. And while obviously a single roller coaster will not fit in this location only, however, if we would stretch it out so it would fit in between the train tracks and the park's Rapids ride, as well as take up a little bit of area as you see right here, a ride like Wonder Woman or Jersey Devil would fit perfectly in this area. And I really like this move because it saves the center of the park for yet another major attraction, and who knows what type of rides Six Flags and Cedar Fair will be building come 27, 28, 29 into the next decade. Now, if you're curious how I rank every park in the Six Flags chain, then you definitely want to check out this video right here. So there you have it, my predictions for Great America's next coaster in 2025. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.